What up, everybody? But your Joe Saki back with another video. You know it. Okay, guys. So right now I'm gonna be talking about one of my favorite movies of all time. It's one of my favorite series actually. If you all don't know me, I'm a huge horror fan. As you can tell, Goosebumps is where I got my introduction to horror. Then came Are You Afraid of the Dark, and then a bunch of other shit. Well, I came from a horror movie family. My parents aren't horror movie fans, but my aunts, my grandma Wysocki, my mom's grandma, my bubby, she couldn't handle horror movies. She didn't like them. But my aunts and my uncle, and actually my mom's brother can't handle them. He'll watch them with me, and my grandma, my dad's mom, was a kid from a huge horror family. So I got exposed to horror at a very young age. So one of the series I always liked the most when I first watched horror movies. I think I went to a family video store when I was a kid, and I was about 12. And the first family video, I wasn't about 12 when I went there. I was been going there since I was like 7 or 8 or 6 or 5. 6 years old. I've been going to that family video. Also went to the library a lot, but didn't have the movies that I picked out that day or that time. The first horror movie I ever was exposed to was Halloween. Then came Child's Play. Then came later on came Freddy, and then later on came Jason. I didn't see a Friday the 13th until high school, because my school was having a fundraiser for a kid who needed surgery, and the thing was we're gonna have a movie night, and they were gonna play all scary movies, and they played Ghostbusters. No, they played Ghostbusters. I think they played Nightmare on Elm Street, and Friday the 13th, and Gremlins. I only stayed for Friday the 13th, Ghostbusters, and Nightmare on Elm Street. So I didn't want to stay till like 12 in the middle of the night to go see Gremlins or yeah. And I was with my uncle at the time, so we went together as a group. Anyways, me and my uncle and a couple of my friends went off. We went off with a couple of my friends. Anyways, back to this video. So I got introduced to Halloween when I was 12 years old. And, no, I was 12, I was like 11. No, I was like 10. No, sorry, I was like 10 years old. And I watched the first one, the 1977, I think it was 77 or 78 movie of Halloween, John Carpenter. And I was immediately hooked. I loved Michael Myers as a character. I actually do like villains like Michael Myers and Jason in slash films, because when they don't talk, it makes them a lot more makes them 10 times scarier than they were if they did talk. I mean, Freddy and Chucky and Ghostface are scary yes, but they would be a lot more scary if they didn't talk as much and didn't make as much jokes. If you get what I'm saying. Now, I like Chucky and I like Freddy and I love Jason and I love Michael and I like Ghostface, but don't talk to me about Texas Chainsaw dude. I don't like him. Leatherface. I don't really like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Not that it scares me. It's just stupid. I'm sorry. I don't like it. Anyways, back to the Halloween. The reason why I'm making this video, guys, is because recently they're making a full new movie, Halloween, and it's supposed to revamp the series in a way, and it's gonna be. And remember, there was a Halloween movie called H2O 20 years later. Well, this is Halloween, like 40 years later, if Laurie Strode didn't die in Halloween Resurrection. I believe it was Resurrection. Yeah, Resurrection. And that's basically what it's about. Okay? And the storyline for me is that I don't like one thing about this new storyline. I'm okay that he got, that he got recaptured, because technically he did in the end of the movie too. But the thing I don't like is that there's a scene in the trailer where they're talking about, how Halloween was all a crazy holiday for this girl who's the granddaughter of Laurie Strode. And he says, and the one friend says, "Isn't your grandmother like related to Michael, like her brother?" So no, that's just a rumor. It's not really true. I'm like, well, in my mind it is because I watched the first movie, and in the first movie she's related. She just doesn't know until after the first movie. And I have a small theory. I'm gonna put that out there. Is that after Lori, basically, Lori was gone. Lori grew after the event. Pretty sure the cop who knew and anyone who was in the town already died, and the only person that really knew about it was Lori. So, but the legend consists that Michael had a sister, and Lori was the sister. So what the problem is that she came up with it was a myth and it's not true. So to protect her child at the time, which was a little girl, protect her daughter from shit that would have gone down. If they would have found out that she was Michael was his Michael Myers was her uncle, and then later on that thing was passed down to her granddaughter. So it's really just a cover story in saying that it's really not her kid. It's really not her brother. Sorry, really not her brother. Anyways, back to Michael Myers. The reason why I liked Michael Myers so much was because when I was a kid, I was born into an Illinois family from Illinois. My dad was from upstate New York, but he moved to Illinois in 1985, 86 or 87, and my most of my family was always from Illinois, except for my cousins that are my dad's side. But most of my family was from Illinois. My immediate family, and then anyways, growing up, I was like big fan I was always a huge fan. I lived an hour, 2 hours from Chicago, Illinois. So technically, I lived in Chicago, or in the suburbs of Chicago. And I had great pride in my state. I still have great pride in my state, even though it's had some very fucked up moments. I'll give you for information of what I mean. Like, everyone, when you're growing up in the suburbs of the city, around the age of 5, you learn about Mrs. O'Leary's cow and the Chicago Fire and all these cool things about the Chicago World's Fair and H.H. Holmes and all those people. And by the way, if you don't know who H.H. Holmes is, he's America's first serial killer. By the way, interesting dude. You should actually look him up. He's a very interesting man. I actually watched a documentary about him once, and it was really cool. Anyways, back to the story. Illinois was actually the center of this movie, Halloween. Michael Myers was from Haddonfield, Illinois, and at the time, I was 11 years old, and remember, I'm like a huge Illinois fan. I've always been a huge Illinois fan because I'm from Illinois. I live in Florida. I'm technically a Florida fan at some points. But I've always still be, like, for example, like on my Twitter feed, I recently posted when it was Illinois, when he was announced that he was back, and I saw the trailer. I'm like, yo, you better go see my boy Michael Myers representing Illinois again, Be like that, and then somebody on Instagram, same thing. Be like, yo, represent my go look out for my boy Michael Myers. He's back this Halloween. Go see his movie 2018. He's representing Illinois. Chucky had his time last year, and now it's Michael's. And then I said to him, what's up? And then basically back to it. And I said, y'all babysitters on Halloween better watch out. And Michael's back. That's why. I just love Michael Myers. Is the reason why I like him is because he's genuinely terrifying in a way. Like, the opening sequence in the first movie is when he's 6 years old. He comes home from trick-or-treating. He goes upstairs. His sister had just had sex with her boyfriend. He takes a kitchen knife. She's like half naked. She's doing her hair. She goes into the room, and all she has enough room to say is Michael, and then he just stabs her to death. And then he goes outside, drops with a knife still in his hand, with all bloody, and just and then all you hear is Michael again, and it's his parents, and they take off the mask, and it just shows an emotionless 6-year-old who just killed his sister staring back at the camera, and then the Halloween music from the Halloween theme song starts to play, and it's slowly the camera zooms back out. That's how it is. That's why I love that movie, because it's so recognizable. I mean, I played Halloween on a piano once, the theme song, and I played the Goosebumps theme song. Now, if you're a '90s kid or someone who has done anything with Goosebumps or anything like that, the two songs that are recognizable on the piano are Halloween, the Halloween theme song, and the Goosebumps theme song. I played both of them at parties, and I've actually played with them one in class because I was in theater appreciation this year, and I knew how to play that song, and my friends all asked me to do it in front of everyone. So I said okay, and I asked my professor for permission. He said sure, go ahead, and I did it. That. I tried Halloween, but I screwed up midway through because I forgot one of the chords again, the keys. I think it was the D flat. I forgot. Something like that. Yeah, I think it was one of those. Anyways, those are the two recognizable piano tunes you can listen to or create. You can learn how to play them. Anyways, as a kid growing as a way. So back to Michael. I've always been a fan of Michael. I mean, his story is so great. I might get some hate from this, but my favorite movies were Halloween, Halloween 4, Halloween 5, Halloween 2. Halloween 3 has nothing to do with Michael Myers, and I do not even count it in the fucking series. It does make no sense. It has nothing to do with Michael whatsoever. That's why I don't like Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. It's so stupid, it makes no sense. And then Halloween, H2O, Curse of Michael Myers, and many people don't like this, but I like Halloween's Resurrection because of the story. The story was okay for me. I like the story. Especially because there was a high school freshman who's basically chatting up a college girl, and in the end is the savior of the day. Now, I don't know what's going on behind closed doors, but I'm pretty sure that high school freshman getting some. I don't know. Because he did save that girl's life, in the end. I don't know, bro. Okay, really? I really don't know. Anyways, guys, that's it for this video, guys. Go and see Michael Myers' Halloween when it comes in the theaters on October 19th, 2018. Stay cool. Like, comment, subscribe, and let me know in the comments below who's your favorite horror movie character or villain. Bye.